Here we go, Alaska. How do the natives here differ from the natives in the lower 48?
The time we were 5 and 6, we had to learn how to survive. We had no English words, only speak our language.
What's your language?
Yupik.
Would you like Alaska to be its own country? Some churches didn't want the natives to dance their native dance.
Most of them. That's how we move. Come on, Gwen.
Your husband is a white guy, right?
He's a white man.
So why'd you go for him? You were in like a bear fur, or what were you in?
I work for
A pint of nothing great vodka is $1.50.
Maybe in 60s, that's when we finally learned about different states. Blackberry. Taste.
We're here with Yulia. Oh, thank you. And Gwen. And you two, you're both native Alaskans?
Yep.
From a small village?
Little village.
Whereabouts?
Down in the lower Yukon. Right in the coast, about 5-10 minutes to the coast.
That's completely native people out there, right?
Completely native.
You can only get in by a plane, right?
Little planes.
And Gwen is the ambassador of Alaska. So what was it like growing up in the village here? Well, very far from here, but what was that like?
It was wonderful. The time we were 5 and 6, we had to learn how to survive. Bring some wood in, pack water, and when it gets dark, even it's so early, we had to go to bed. And then when the sun comes up, we all get up with our parka, boots, go outside, go use the restroom. We didn't know what the word was, restroom was. We just go outside and
Simple life.
simple life. And that should be, it should be like this now. But everything changed. We had no English words, only speak our language.
What's your language?
Yupik.
Yupik. You still speak Yupik fluently.
I still could speak Yupik.
When did you learn English?
I think I was about 11 or 12 years old. I used to sit up front and look at the Cossacks.
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 So I just learned this on the way here. I'm a Cossack, which is like in Ukraine, they're the Cossacks. And you're referring to what when you say Cossack? Like
They're-
Slavic people?
No, not Slavic, but white people that came from where we didn't know where they came. We thought they flew like with their arms because we didn't know what plane was. And they pop out of nowhere, just like in a fantasy. We didn't know what word fantasy was. And now I could speak the English. It's like in the book. You know, like cartoons. We didn't know what cartoon was. We didn't know nothing about TV, and our parents only had dog teams. They go out every morning to feed us.
It's a full-on bog back here, huh? Look at this.
Beautiful.
Here we go, Alaska. Bring your bug spray, except they don't bite you. They bite me. So how is this hunt so far for berries?
Horrible.
Why is that?
They're either been picked out and the ones that are still there are waterlogged.
Your mother was native, your father was white, correct?
Yes.
So
He
how
was from Valdez,
he was from Valdez?
born and raised.
So were there a lot of interracial marriages in those times?
Lots.
Still?
Yeah, just like Julia and her husband.
Okay, Julie's 100% native, but you married a Cossack.
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 Do you call him
Not
Cossack?
a Cossack, but Cossack.
Cossack. Oh, okay.
Cossack.
Yeah, not
Okay.
Cossack.
Do you call it?
That's your wife's area.
Yeah, Ukraine warrior.
Yeah, that's a different way.
Okay, Gussack. I was
Gussack,
getting you wrong on
We
that.
say Cossack.
So, do you call him a Gussack?
No.
No.
It's not nice.
It's not nice.
He's a good person. I can't call him names, but I will behind his back.
You did in New
How about this?
Well,
Am I a Gussack?
You're a good Cossack.
How do most of the Alaskan natives feel of the Gussacks? Just depends. The
It
person
depends.
or
It
Depends how
depends.
they are, how they want to be, bigger than the other people that are not non-speakers.
Mm-hmm.
They should, not try to be better than them and put them down just because they're natives.
Gotcha. You were telling me, Gwen, that in in some of the small towns, like most of them in Alaska, you got to fly in. But you were saying that some of them don't allow their traditional dancing, and others they do.
Yeah, it depends
So what-
on the churches that went in.
Okay, the churches that went in.
Yeah.
When did they go in?
When was it, Julia? 1900?
I only remember when I first went to,
Father
School.
Laurenti was in Alakanuk in the 40s.
but he spoke our language.
Yeah, but he was Catholic Church.
So the Catholic churches came into a lot of these villages.
Baptist,
Um,
Russian Orthodox.
yeah, Russian Orthodox, Covenant, Methodist. They tore Alaska apart, the churches, and said, okay, you're going here, you're going here, you're going here, you're going here.
And some churches didn't want the natives to dance their native dance.
Most of them. All
Okay.
of them, really.
But we didn't stop. Alakanuk and Imangak didn't stop. We didn't listen. Our chiefs said, why do you have your Christmas? Why do you have Thanksgiving? Why do you have Easters?
Yep.
If you do that, why can't we dance? That's what he said.
That was smart.
Do you still have a good dance, Julia?
We
You
still
got it.
have a really good dance in February or January. I still go down.
You go back to your village.
I go back to my village and take all the awful things out of your body.
Yeah.
That's how you dance. You dance and you take all your anger and all your sins, whatever you have, you take them out.
Can you
and
show
be
us?
really happy.
Can you show us some
dance.
of the moves? That's how it is.
That's how we move.
Okay.
Come on, Gwen.
It's all hands, or you guys do some
we
hip
have-
movements too?
Dance
we
band.
have dance bands,
Okay.
and we use our native outfits.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I like.
That's good. That's how we dance.
That's the
We move around.
do the.
Move. We want to be Indians, pretend to be Indians
cowboys.
or cowboys,
We did that
because they were cool. The way they moved.
How do the natives here differ from the natives in the lower 48?
They've been westernized for a lot longer. They don't have anyone that's off a road system.
So when you get off the road,
Meaning, off the road system, you can't drive to that place.
you got to fly in. And so you basically go into these towns that are like stuck, and they're not stuck, but they are how they were.
Yeah, exactly.
For you to take. So
Yep.
if you make tea,
Hudson Bay.
boil hot water and let it sit for a while, and then you could have tea. It's like a medicine. It'll heal your insides.
It's very
It's
nice.
a healthy thing.
I can't
Calms
drink in
you
the
down?
afternoon, no, because
You
I've
could
got so
have
much caffeine
in the
in it.
morning, afternoon, or evening. Because we always have tea before we sleep
Okay.
when we were little. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We used to have tea,
Always tea and dry fish.
tea and dry fish, yeah. Before we were born,
Yeah.
we didn't have no names in the villages.
And
The
someone
little-
named Imangak. Imangak because there's blackfish there.
So when someone would ask you where you're from, what would you say?
I'll say emo. Because it's a modern
Tell her
word.
what emo means in the real
Emo
world.
means imangak, blackfish, for short.
Okay,
Emo.
but say. Okay, Gwen, what's on your shirt?
Alakanuk, Alakanuk,
Alakan-
A-L-A-K, A-N-U-K.
Okay, so what's that mean?
Mistake.
And you grew up 9 miles away.
9
Yeah.
miles away from her. I remember seeing her.
Little-
we didn't
when
speak
were little.
English and they spoke English when they were little because they had a Kasak daddy and we were all natives. I remember seeing her and I was really looking at her. We were really small
I was little.
and they were dressed nice and we were all, we had nothing but fur and we'd stand by the door. We'd look at them kids. They were all, to us, they were so perfect for us. And when we go out, Me and my sister, we'd laugh so hard, we'd giggle, because we never seen people that were so perfect.
You were in like a bear fur, or what were you in?
I wore fur. We all wore fur.
We don't even have bears in our village.
Okay, so what'd you have? What
We
were you wearing?
use rabbit,
Rabbit. Okay.
fox, wolf, wolverine,
And the
seal.
fur was inside and the fabric was
seal
outside.
skin.
Then we wore mucklucks with grass, dried grass inside.
For insulation, before they had this modern insulation.
So when you were growing up there, say when you turned teenager, did you want to come down to Anchorage? You wanted to get out, or you wanted to stay?
We
Or how
had
was it?
no choice.
They did come. She did come.
When we went to school from the age of 11, and then we turned 8th grade, I thought we were done school. And the teacher said, you still want to go school in a different, she named all the different names. And then I told her, I want to go the furthest place in the world, someplace I never been before. My freshman year, I didn't know what freshman was, 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the way to Oklahoma
Wow.
for my freshman year.
How was that?
I enjoyed it because there was nothing but Indians. That's what we used to play.
So you guys
Pretend to play
connected. You
Indians.
connected with them pretty easily.
They were really quiet. When teachers asked us to read or something, I used to always raise my hands, even though I wasn't a good reader. So I used to go up front and read and look at people and be so proud. I want to read so bad. I want to learn so bad English.
Did they accept you after a while there?
They accepted me because I was like them.
This is a cool log.
So how often are you ladies out here berry picking?
Probably every other day until September. Oh, look how cool this is.
What is it?
It's a dead tree with lots of, what you call them?
Cones.
Pine cones. Or cones.
Something lives
It
in
looks
there.
good though. You'd think that birds would nest in there or something.
Maybe, there's a truss here.
Ew.
Oh,
Somebody's truss.
That's just sick.
oh, what is that? Salmon berry?
Yeah.
You
Here's
want to
one
try it?
that's not even started to get like this.
Because it's a clean forest.
Yeah, it is, except for that paper.
How do you...
Tastes like a plum.
Plum?
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so growing up where you grew up in the native villages, what did you think of the rest of the country? Did you feel connected to it, or was it like
I
some
didn't
far
know
away?
there was anything else.
We didn't know. When people first came from a different little village, we all ran to the bank and we stared the heck out of them. They were really shy. They were so scared of us because we kept
Stare.
looking at them.
What year was this?
50s?
Yeah.
50s.
Around
So in the 50s, you didn't really know there was another
we
I
didn't,
didn't
know,
know.
there was a different... There was
anything.
only Alaknak.
And I only knew Imanga.
Yeah, just between us. We
So
didn't
even
know.
Anchorage was unknown.
We didn't know what Anchorage was.
Well,
let
it became a
alone
state, we
Washington
didn't
D.C.
know.
We
and
didn't know all those. different-
when did you learn about these places?
Maybe in 60s. That's when we finally learned about different villages, states.
Okay.
And we didn't know what they were, but they were teaching us city places.
So how do you feel now when you think of the greater United States? Do you stay connected with what's going on?
Nope,
Are you interested in the politics?
Nope.
You just stay disconnected.
I do.
I just leave them and let them who they are, because it's not our business, it's their business.
But you feel American, right? Or no?
I feel I'm from my home,
Okay,
even though
And I feel like
Ameri-
I'm from Alaska, not down there.
so you'd consider yourself American? Would you identify as that or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
we
But
are
more
American.
so Alaskan.
yeah.
And
Because
then
our
mo-
birth certificates are territory.
Right, Alaska became a state in what year?
59.
So your birth certificate's
It's territory.
it was Alaskan territory. It was after the Russians sold it to the U.S.
Yes.
But it wasn't a state yet.
Right.
Would you like Alaska to be its own country? Separated from the
If-
U.S.?
Before all these new people came, yes, but not now.
It's different now.
How
Because
so?
everybody's together now.
Okay.
You know, they all come from all over and we're
Yeah.
used of it now. Because things changed.
What do you want people to know? What can they learn from you guys, or what do they not know, let's say?
Okay, the way I think they're kind of stubborn, they're kind of greedy, and
Yeah. I mean, the people that
they're
are moving,
unfriendly and
Yeah.
weird looking.
they
and
want to have
they
best
want to be
home.
perfection. They want to be better than anybody else.
You're talking about all
How
U.S.
they-
people or people moving here?
People that are from that just
Okay.
moved here
Yeah.
Okay.
and they don't know
No
what-
matter where
who
they're
we are.
from.
Okay.
They talk about us and we just listen to them talk and we'd say, let them talk. They don't know what they're talking about. We just
I
leave them
see a
alone.
lot of
We just leave them alone who
moving
they
up
are.
here because the houses, aren't as expensive,
Right.
and wanting to have everything perfect in their houses, and importing things from lower 48 to make it look perfect for them. And I know the people that have moved here use fertilizers on their lawns and their yards, and they have wells, and you're getting poison into the ground. And Roundup, I see a lot of that now. And my neighbor doesn't like my lawn because it's not pretty, but I refuse to use anything on it.
I used Roundup on my hair, and look what happened.
When I was in the village, I saw a bald man and I go, I was happy to see a bald man because he looked just like my husband.
So
He was
your husband is a white guy, right?
He's a white man.
So why'd you go for him?
Because in the village, all the people are all relatives.
Yes.
Oh.
And I didn't want to marry somebody
And there's still cousins
who
marrying
were
cousins.
close relatives.
Yeah, how does that work when you're in a small town? Like everyone's related, right? Sort of?
Our
Yeah.
grandma used to tell us, don't marry this person, don't marry that person. So we had no choice not to go with
Right.
none of our relatives in the village.
Even the next village over, you got
Yeah,
relatives.
they're
and the
all
next
our
village
relatives.
Gotcha. How are the villages doing now? Let's say now, 2022, we're in. I almost forgot, but 2022 versus say 15 years ago.
15 years ago, there was a lot of suicides then.
Oh,
Yeah, lots of suicide.
yeah.
A lot of them are pretty depressed, these villages.
I think it's because when TV came in, don't you, Julia?
I don't
When they
know.
could see, everyone could see
Oh, when
what
TV
everyone
came in,
else
yeah.
has.
To me, it's like it's from the parents how they treat their kids in the good way or in the bad way. The ones that are taught the right way, they go out in the city and they get nice jobs. And the ones that didn't learn and listen, they're home and just stay with their parents with a horrible life.
Are all the towns different? Like some are doing well, some aren't doing well, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
I think it depends on the leadership in the towns,
yeah.
in the villages. Because when villages that have really good leaders and they're doing exceptionally well.
Because they speak their language still.
Yeah, and
That's an
they're
important thing to
they're
do,
taking
right?
care
Hold
of-
on to it.
Yeah, children's services and all that.
Right. So I'm going to Savunga on St. Lawrence Island, which is way out even west of parts of Russia.
Yeah, you're so lucky.
And so
I'm
that's
so
an
jealous.
That's an amazing thing to
It's
do in
going to
Alaska.
be wonderful. It's a long ways from here.
It costs more to fly from Nome to there and back than going from Florida to Tokyo, Japan. And it's an hour flight. Okay, we're talking about drinking. Lukanuk is dry.
Is dry. You can be wet, damp, or dry. Wet means you can buy liquor in the village. Damp means you can order it in from Bethel, and then it comes in.
Bethel's a small town.
The
up there.
biggest town.
Okay.
Dry means no alcohol at all. So a Lukanuk is dry, Imangak
My
is
home
damp.
is wet.
Damp. You can bring it in. Order it and bring it in. Bethel is wet. There's liquor stores. Fifth in Lucknow, you sell for $350 if you're bootlegging it.
Wow.
And a pint is $150.
Pint of what?
Rotgut vodka.
A pint of nothing great vodka is 150. Oh my god. So the towns that are dry, is nobody drinking there, or are they just?
No, they're all making homebrew, but you're not supposed to have it at all in the village of Lucknow.
Okay.
But people are drinking really hard.
The young people are,
Yeah, not the old.
not the old people.
Interesting. The young.
Yeah,
So I think
young people are.
I think young people in the lower 48 are actually drinking less these days.
Are they smoking
than
more
old.
dope?
I think yeah.
Yeah.
And
Smoking more dope.
Because I'll share it in the
Yeah.
news.
Yes.
And they're dying from the pills. and
Yes. Fentanyl.
Oh, the fentanyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of fentanyl in Alaska.
Alaska's
They're
got a lot of
starting
that.
to.
Oh,
They're
that's
starting
nice.
to come
That stuff's
from
terrible.
the state.
It's horrible.
It's the worst.
Denise,
Denise.
and her husband went to mile 121, but I'm not going to tell you what highway.
What's at 121?
Blueberries, but they're not quite ripe yet.
So you basically have like agents out there telling you
Oh, yeah.
where to go.
We're the agents.
So
We do this all the time.
This zone was hit.
Yeah.
I mean, we have like 3 berries and some tea, but it's not about the berry; it's about the experience.
Yeah, we're outside. Man, this feels good.
Talking to this young fella from
I'm
Florida.
a Florida man.
Man,
made
that's a
it.
long ways
Fancy
from
man.
here.
I think you would love the heat down there, you ladies.
I know,
88 degrees.
I enjoyed it
Oh, you
when I
did,
went there. Yeah.
Glenn?
Oh, I've never been there.
88 degrees
No,
with 80%
no,
humidity.
Nope. Just to get tan and looking cool.
You tanned it up down there.
Just looking cool
Oh,
for
that's so funny.
just looking cool for somebody that's so cool.
I gotta agree with you.
No,
Ladies
Yeah.
are pretty cool.
cute.
It was fun in those days.
How old
Our
were you
young
when
days,
you went to
young
Florida?
days. 20s,
With who?
some dude,
Oh,
some
there's stories.
fancy man. I used him and they used me. That's what we used to do.
You used him.
And he used me.
Gotcha. Any regrets or no?
No, it was fun. I got no regrets.
I have no regrets for anything I've ever done because I learned from everything.
All right, guys, a little bit of a failure on finding berries, but a very interesting experience talking to the natives here in Alaska. It really does feel like going to another country, and I'm gonna do a whole series all over the state. And as you heard, going to St. Lawrence Island, got approval last night from the tribe saying that I can enter the island, fly in, and that's a place they're still living off a whale hunt every year. Very excited for it. Very excited to get a lot of these native perspectives, a lot of these stories from the elders. It's just unbelievable to me what the ladies said about growing up and not even knowing about the rest of the country. Very, very fascinating place, full of mystery and story. Thanks for coming along. Until the next one.